And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pollock, your host once again. Al Jones is with me, another host, and my guest today, and I really thank you for coming here today when we're here to commemorate the Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service, which this year, well, every year it'll be the third Monday of January is the MLK Day of Service. It's the only federal holiday, as I said before, observed as a National Day of Service, a day on and not off. And so hopefully we can strengthen community by doing things on that day. We can bridge barriers, address social problems. God forbid we have a lot of those. And it doesn't have to be between black and white. There's other social problems we have. And moves us closer to his vision of a beloved community. So a lot of things have happened in our life, and it's still not over because we're still young enough to see more things happen in the positive. At least in our country, we've come a long way. And what are your thoughts?
Well, this is true. Like I say, from that time, I can remember, even back in the 60s, after I left the police department, and started with WGN Television, I was the first, a black engineer at WGN.
Way.
Yes,
really?
Yes, I was.
You're a pioneer.
Yeah, pioneer there.
Yeah.
I was the first black dispatcher with the Chicago Police Department.
Okay. So
way back there when I started there. I had a lot of problems, even like Dr. King did back then. A lot of problems that you weren't accepted as much, even though you had the say, good knowledge and everything. And so.
But you overcame those because of your personality.
Them. Yeah, I overcame them, which is true. Yeah, my personality. Yeah. I overcame a lot of those things back then, like he did. Now, Dr. King, he went all over the country and trying to talk about and mend the civil rights of people, period. And he did that. Now, the thing I like about this is that he was able to gather people of all races together.
He was very charismatic in a positive way.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of detractors, J. Edgar Hoover, but then he went after a lot of people
he
too.
Did.
But then he had his own issues after he left that we found out about him.
Oh, he did.
But a lot of times people that are making, striving ahead, doing good, there are some people that just, maybe J. Edgar might have had some issues with being prejudiced. Maybe that's why he was against them. I have no idea.
No. Well, there was the idea that people thought just because you were black minority that you weren't smart. You didn't have any creativity or anything like that. And I would say, well, that's not true. Here's a man who went to college. And a lot of people went to college. I went to college too, and have a master's degree in education. And I says, all people wanted was to be given a chance to show what they could do. And that's all you need, and that's in all society. Now, I remember when you talk about the rights and everything, when I did go into the Marine Corps at 17. And 17, and
you talked your way into that one too?
Yeah. I was in the South, and you had some of the Southern Marines
in the South.
In the South, who could not, write letters and things. So here I was writing letters to one of the guy's girlfriends because he didn't know how to punctuate or put words together to the girlfriend. But I had in that situation, I had a great respect. They gave me a great respect from the kinds of things that I knew. And I said, wow. So that's all, like I said, that Dr. King was doing.
Well, you were teaching civil rights one person at a time, where he would have thousands and hundreds of thousands. You did, just like I do too.
Yeah.
We do here at the station. We teach people, we show people in smaller groups. But that's very commendable. Yes.
Yeah, and the other thing along with that was, what the heck? When we were in combat over there in Korea, we are one. And there's one thing I can say about that oneness even today, that even and I know Marines do this, I don't know if anybody else do this, but when we as Marines see another Marine, we always speak and say simplify. If they know that that you were a Marine and don't care where you are, I've gone into stores and everywhere else, and this have carried me from that time even now.
It's a good bonding
Yeah.
issue. Yeah, it makes you feel like you're one. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, we bonded, the Marines bonded together, definitely. Over there in the cold Korea, even though it was cold and we're out there in the snow, but we look out after each other and we will do the same thing, today. That's one thing that I like, but it started, a lot of this started, not just with Dr. Luther King, but it started back when little by little we began to say, hey, what about our rights here? Let us do something about that, even though we were kept out of some of the places. Because I think, remember I told you the one time, I'm on my way home from, I think, Camp Lejeune, because after I left training, went to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. So I'm taking a bus home. So I get to the bus station, I'm in full Marine Corps uniform. MPs came on and told me that I was in the wrong waiting room, that I had to go to the other way. Well, what could I do? I mean,
Wow.
These guys had guns, and if I made the wrong move,
Okay.
they would have got me.
It was the times, and we've
Yeah.
moved on from there. Yes.
Oh,
we could look back and say how much we've grown.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. You're talking about back in 1950 to now, 2013. It's been a long, trip and a long ways, but we have come a long ways, and I'm very happy because of that. Even the guys who later in Vietnam, and all, I would say, veterans and soldiers, whether or not you're Air Force, Marine, Navy, have gotten together, and we have more of a togetherness,
Yeah, because I look back at Vietnam and I can't remember color of
No.
the people I was serving with, which is good because it didn't come up.
No, it never did. It never did come up.
you
Hey,
relied on
hey,
each
this,
other.
hey, that. Yeah, you relied. Hey,
Yeah.
And you would save each other or do whatever you could, for your fellow soldier. Definitely. I think that today, more and more people, even though, like I said, even though we have a black president, that people now are saying, hey, it's about time that we are coming together. And I think it all started back here. Some of it started way back here, little by little. It's been a long, ride, but little by little, we
Yes.
begin to see.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he had to die to become.
Yeah.
I don't want to say a martyr, but he had to die for the cause. you know,
Right.
and well, so did Kennedy. So did other
Kennedy
great
and all
leaders,
these
too.
guys did that, and like I said, that I know John wouldn't believe that I saved this book from 1969, February
It's very
1969.
commendable, yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
dog-eared either.
Oh, no, it's
You had it underneath the couch cover, right?
yeah, right. But some of the things in here, like it says, television discovers the black man, and that was part of Dr. Martin Luther King, and I used to freelance for Ebony magazine.
No way.
I
That
did.
too?
Yeah, I freelance, used to take pictures. In fact, I'm not sure if this is the picture, but this picture here of Duke Ellington,
Yeah.
I did a advertisement, of him playing the piano.
Oh, cool.
For Wurlitzer. They asked me what I do, and I said, wow. So that kind of gave the kid a good feeling. So I'm not sure if this is mine or not. I'm not, but that was, hey, back in Chicago at Wurlitzer, back down at the Wurlitzer studio, that was great. So I learned a lot, back then. But that's how it started back then, where I think at that time when Dr. King came not only to Chicago, but all over the place, all over the country where he went. And some places where they approved of it, and other places they didn't. And I never seen such response to what he was trying to do. I mean, hate. And some of these people, with the kids, they had their kids shouting all kinds of slurs, when Dr. King would come through the neighborhood trying to show civil rights and everything. And I'm saying to myself, the thing would be, where are these people now? I would wonder, you know, after all this long time, would they have changed their attitude about people, I wonder?
Yes and no, because we have those issues right now, and it's coming up now with gun rights too, after
Yeah.
what happened out with the school kids too.
Yeah.
So we have another issue that people, it's going to be black and white. It's
Right.
either for or against
Yeah.
it. So
Well, this is what has happened. It's not only, you know, it wasn't only black men, but as time goes on, like you say, it's beginning to be everybody, blacks, white, Hispanics, all the minority group. There was one young man who's in one of our groups from Hawaii. Well, his skin is as brown as mine,
okay.
and he discriminated against even now. And I said, what? He said, yeah, and he's from Hawaii, good hair and everything, not like you know, good hair. But he said, I'm still discriminated against. And I said, wow. And I said, well, hey, it's better than it was, you know, before. I thought maybe that he wouldn't have had that problem, you know, because he's from Hawaii. He was a serviceman, fought in the service, you know, also, but yet still, he still has that problem. That's one of the reasons I nowadays still wear my service hat, purposely. And when people see that, they do come up and say, thank you for your service. And that makes you feel good. It does.
And we need more of that
Yeah.
with servicemen and women.
Right.
If you see them, you know they're servicemen and women, black or white.
Right.
Please thank them. It wasn't necessarily their issue that they went there for the war, whatever
Right.
war we were in, but they went there, they served.
Right.
Put their life, we put our life on the line, and we're back. And I appreciate what you did. And,
I think more people do appreciate now, and I think it has gotten better, just like what you said from these times back there. It is better, much better. In fact, like I tell people nowadays, even though we still have some problems, I still would not want to live anywhere else in the world. I would not want to live anywhere else.
as do I.
No,
So
I'd rather stay here and solve some of the problems, you know, that we may still have.
even in Pahrump.
Even in Pahrump. Hey, Pahrump.
All right, we're just about out of time. So once again, this is a show that's dedicated to Martin Luther King for the Day of Service, which happens to be the third Monday of January of each year. It's a service holiday. It's a federal holiday observed as the National Day of Service, a day on, not off. It empowers individuals, strengthens communities, bridges barriers, addresses social problems, moves us closer to Dr. King's vision of a beloved community. I want to thank you for this time. We're buds from Chicago, from WGN, from Cubs, things
That's
like
right.
that.
Cubs, White
And
Sox.
you're a very good friend of mine, and we
Right.
hope to see you again real soon. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate you having me, sir.
Thank you.